We got one of the biggest fraudulent cases that I've seen since Ben Johnson won the gold medal. What was that? The 1988 Olympics? One of the biggest fraudulent cases that I've seen in a long time. Ryan Garcia. Everybody was on my head. You don't know what you're talking about, B. You're lying, B. All I'm saying is Ryan Garcia, fraud. Fraud. Rico, he's a fraud, brother. He's a fraud. Look, I know what everybody says. Everybody takes steroids. Everybody does it. But everybody doesn't get caught. That's what I will say. Everybody doesn't get caught. If everybody's taking them, I'm not going to disagree. I'm just not. I'm not going to disagree with that. But what I will say, everybody don't get caught. Ryan Garcia, that's what happens though, people. That's what happens when you are a YouTube fighter. That's what happens when you're a social media fighter. You don't take it seriously enough. You can't come in. Everybody says, well, there shouldn't be a hydration clause. I'm like, hey, how about this? Don't fight at 140 pounds. If you're a bigger man than that, then fight at a higher weight class. What's wrong with that? If you can't make 140 pounds, how about you just don't fight in that division? But I just don't understand that. People talking this nonsense all the time. I'm like, well, there shouldn't be a hydration clause. How about you just fight at 147? How about you fight at 154? If that's how much you weigh and you don't want to dehydrate down to this weight, then don't fight there. It's pretty simple. But instead, Ryan Garcia, fraud of the month. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Just an absolute fraud. Well, if they knew that I tested positive before the fight, why did they let me fight? Do you think a drug test comes back that quickly? Is that what you think? I take the test right now and all of a sudden it comes back in an hour? That is not how it works. Stop. Stop. You did it. You got caught. You're a fraud. Ryan Garcia. Get out of here with that, man. Get out of here. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Boxing is iffy, but I doubt there's some conspiracy. Yeah, boxing is definitely iffy. Lord have mercy. Boxing is crazy. I mean, it is one of the most corrupt sports out there. Easily one of the most corrupt sports. From the promoters to the shady managers / trainers, just corrupt all the way around. However, I mean, you as the boxer don't have to take steroids. You literally don't have to do that. So if you do and you get caught, you're a fraud. My man Ruben says, YouTube down? No, brother, YouTube is up, live and well. We are moving, brother. I see you. I see you. So we are up, alive, and well. So let me see. I can't remember the name. What did Ryan Garcia test positive for? I can't remember the name. It starts with an O. But either way, he tested positive for it. And then, like I said, now he's trying to lie. Osterin is the name of it. Osterin. I don't know what that is. I know it's a PED. It's performing enhancing. Bottom line is, yeah, anybody that's having problems on YouTube, please refresh the page. Go ahead and refresh the page. Same with the other platform. Bottom line is he got caught. And just admit it. Just admit it. So what are you going to do? That's, I mean, blaming everybody. He came. Do you know how stupid that video that he did? Do you know how stupid that is? Coming out with a video talking bad about everybody, taking no responsibility. Everybody else is to blame. He did nothing wrong. Devin Haney's lying. He planted it. What? I don't even know how to get steroids. What do you mean? I'm a fat 48-year-old man. If I wanted to go get steroids, I could drive 5 minutes to the local Lifetime Fitness and look at somebody in there and say, hey, man, where can I go get some steroids? And I'd have them in an hour. You're telling me that a professional boxer can't find steroids? Shut up. Lord have mercy. I don't even know where I could get steroids. Everybody knows that I wouldn't take it. Everybody doesn't know that. You know who doesn't know that you don't take steroids? The blood test. That's who don't know. That's who doesn't know. Your blood test that came back positive, it doesn't know that you don't take steroids. Oh, my God. But see, that's the problem. That's the problem when you put a YouTube fighter and you give him some legitimacy. This is what you get. This is what you get. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Why y'all gonna test me? Why y'all gonna test me for steroids? Don't test me, man. Don't test me. You know, I don't know though. I'm looking a little buff these days. I'm looking a little buff. 48 years old. I've gotten it together a little bit. I'm looking a little buff. But I mean, you can test me all you want. You're gonna come back with cholesterol and fat. That's what's gonna come back. That's what's gonna come back. I can assure you, I am not on a PED. I can assure you of that. But yeah, that's the problem with Ryan Garcia, man. That is the problem. People like Ryan Garcia, you give him some legitimacy. Next thing you know, he goes in and he wins a fight, a big fight. And that's the problem. That is the problem. So, and he cheated. And he's a fraud. Hey, just as a reminder, if you are on a site, a platform that keeps freezing up, one of them, you can refresh. The other one, if refreshing doesn't work because it's freezing up on me, remember there's a live link that you can click on and come on over to the other site and subscribe over there. You can always watch over there. Things are happening on the other site. So just keep that in mind, man. If it's freezing up on you, I apologize. I'm doing the best that I can. That site keeps messing with me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, but yeah, get out of here with that Ryan Garcia. And you know, I had people in here that actually came at me last night and said that Ryan Garcia, that Haney lied. I'm like, what does Haney have to do with his drug test? Like, can somebody explain to me what Devin Haney has to do with Ryan Garcia's blood test? Like, he didn't give him a test. Like, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with him. So how is he lying? And I know what it is. They're so hurt because they just love Ryan Garcia and just want to fall all over themselves. He won this great fight. And he did win the fight. Let's make no mistake about it. He beat Devin Haney pillar to post. He did. He did. But he was overweight and on steroids. So, I mean, that's about as bad as having, plaster gloves. Y'all remember Marriott or Margarita? I think his name was Margarita. I mean, other than that's a drink. Remember that guy that beat up Cotto, that it found out that he had plaster in his gloves, that he dipped his hands? Yeah. Y'all remember that guy? Found out that he basically had concrete in his gloves. and beat up Cotto. Next thing you know, had to go fight for real, and Cotto beat the brakes off of him. Same thing I believe will happen with Ryan Garcia. If you want to fight at 140 pounds, great. Go fight at 140 pounds. We're not going to let you hydrate to 165. You're not going to be on no steroids. Go fight and go win. Then come back and talk to me. Until you do that, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So that's my thing. That's my thing. I just don't want to hear it. Ryan Garcia, one of the biggest frauds out there, man. Biggest frauds out there. Oh, good point by my man Darren Howard. Devin has had a ton of fights and spars with Garcia, especially in amateurs. Now we know Haney was on the mat looking up at him like, WTF. Exactly. Because he's like, where'd this power come from? Like, hold on a second. Where'd all this power come from? You ain't had this power your whole life. How do you get this power? Where'd it come from? So, I'm hating on Ryan Garcia, is what somebody said. How am I hating? What am I hating on Garcia? How am I hating? But he's a cheater? He is. He's a fraud? He is. Tell me where I'm lying. I'll wait. Because I'm interested. Tell me where I'm lying. Bottom line is fraud, fraud, fraud. Get out of here. King Ryan. King of the steroid. King of the cheater. Oh, Lord have mercy, people. I'm doing my best to be calm, but it is what it is. Like you said, where did that power come from? That's what Haney's thinking. Like, hold on a second. I've sparred with you 1,000,000 times. What are we doing? What are we doing? Garcia is dirty, but the substance in question is put into a lot of supplements. As a pro athlete, you have to be, hey, man, they say that about everybody, hooligan. They say that about everybody. Just because it's put into a supplement doesn't mean that you should take it. And if you remember, Ryan said, I barely take even any supplements. He said that too. And we don't give forgiveness just because you take a supplement and then a banned substance happens to be in there. We don't do that. We don't give forgiveness. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We don't give forgiveness. All that power came out of nowhere. The man is dirty. Not to mention, say it was in supplements. That also doesn't mean you can't take a big shot of it either. So we don't know. Because they didn't come out and say what the trace amount was. They didn't say that. They just said he had it in his system. He's dirty. That's the bottom line. Ugh. Get out of here.